Oh, hey, I know this is a weird first impression. We don't really know each other. I'm sitting here shirtless, but I promise you I'm not naked. I'm wearing pants. And I know it makes it seem like I'm not wearing pants, but if you're going to subscribe to this YouTube channel, we have to trust each other. The reason I'm sitting here not wearing pants is because this video is going to be a tattoo tour. I'll show you all my tattoos, tell you the stories behind my tattoo. But before I begin, you have to press the button that triggers the theme song. Like, pause the video, scroll down. There's going to be a theme song button in the comments. Press it and we can continue. You already pressed it? Why didn't you say?
Gotta get up, gotta get out, gotta go home before the morning comes. His name is Dye Bones, he's dyeing your clothes, all stories and jokes, holding his coffee mug. Dye Bones!
Hello and hi, my name is Dye Bones and welcome to the show. Today's word of the day is tattoos, and for me, tattoos have been the single greatest catalyst for helping me express myself. What I mean by that is you should have seen me in the beginning, like the very beginning. No, not that beginning. I meant when I was younger, like in 6th grade. I was so self-conscious. I would never take off my sweater. You would not see my arms. Kids didn't even know I had arms. I felt like those aliens from Men in Black that are getting coffee. I was scared to show off my body. Super ironic because my best friend growing up was kind of chunky and I was very skinny. We would get invited to pool parties and he'd be like, dude, I'm not taking off my shirt. I'm like, why not? I'm too fat. And I'd be like, well, I'm not taking my shirt off. He'd be like, why not? I'd be like, I'm too skinny. We had the same struggle, just different fonts. It wasn't until I got a little bit older and I started getting tattooed, felt comfortable enough showing off my arms or showing off my chicken leg. With every tattoo I got, I was more myself, which I know sounds insane because you're about to see some of these tattoos and you're like, oh, okay, so a big booby anime girl helped you feel like yourself. Leave Nico Robin out of this. Like, the tattoos are doing a lot of heavy lifting for my self-confidence. That's why I'm super excited to share them with you. Start off, my entire right arm is tattooed, and my first ever tattoo on that arm is Mac Miller. This is actually the image that I decided to get tattooed. It's Mac Miller wearing my shirt on stage. Mac Miller was my biggest inspiration. I had snuck out and stolen my mom's minivan to meet Mac Miller at a free meet and greet, and I gave him a big bag of merch and I had no idea if he was gonna wear it. I got that tattoo at 21 years old because I always knew I wanted to be tattooed, but I didn't know which one I wanted to be my first. And then when Mac Miller passed, I knew I had to get something for it. A question I get asked all the times is, do you regret any of your tattoos? And the answer is no, except this one. It's also a musical artist. I'm not gonna tell you which one. The cover is Graduation. That's an album that changed my life. The artist I don't really like associating with. Now it's on my body forever. All these tattoos, by the way, haven't hurt. Give them a 0 out of 5 on the pain scale. We will get to much spicier ones. I have a blue mask spirit from Avatar right here on my arm. Got this one done in Spain at the same time as I got this. You know when you finish Pokemon Pearl and like the credits roll? I got the end scene right here. I love wearing like my favorite things on my body, as you can see with like most of this arm. Oh, costume change. Frank Ocean has this line that says a bull and a matador dueling in the sky, and I love that line, so I got it tattooed. But I got a bull and a minotaur, which is my favorite character from Greek mythology. It has a little Taurus constellation for my little brother because he's a Taurus, and everyone says the shoulder pads on the matador looks like boobs. They're not boobs. That's elsewhere on my body. I have this Mickey Mouse snake on my arm, which everyone's like, oh my god, are you a Disney adult? I'm not. It's a Banksy piece, which might be worse. I have this frog. I just like frogs. My elbow here, a jaguar. It's like a traditional Colombian jaguar. I have a lot of matching tattoos. I got this matching tattoo with my friend Sivi and Sol. Bunny rabbit wearing jorts with a nail in its mouth. I also got this Snoopy on my arm. It's a matching tattoo with my little brother. I got this skeleton in a moon. I saw it in a little like flea market in Colombia, and I'm like, oh, that looks cool, let me tattoo it. A bunch of nerdy tattoos. Like I have a Korok from The Legend of Zelda right here. Ditto right here on my arm. Ever pop-up I did for my clothing brand, there was graffiti that said mirror what you admire. I'm like, oh, that's perfect. A lot of video games, a lot of nerdy stuff. Between the big pieces, I have suit sprites because I love Studio Ghibli. Are you still watching this video? You still here? It is time to move on to the big tattoos, my bigger pieces, the spicy pieces, the pieces that made me question reality, if life is worth living. Starting with my stomach. This was the first big piece I got. I chose Howl's Moving Castle because that's one of my favorite Studio Ghibli films. So you watch that movie and the castle is alive, mashed together by magic, and it's a bunch of eclectic parts that don't necessarily necessarily fit together, but somehow they still move and are held together by like magic and whimsy. That's how I feel like my personality is. I have the phrase colorín colorado because in Spanish, whenever my parents would read me a fairy tale, Colombians do this, you always say the phrase colorín colorado, este cuento se ha acabado. A lot of people ask me, oh, are you from Colorado? No, I'm not. It's just a phrase in Spanish. But I kind of match the fairy tale vibe. Like I have a castle on my stomach, I have this fairy tale saying on my like sternum right here, and then on my chest I have a giant dragon. Castle on my stomach was probably a 4 or a 3 out of 5 on the pain scale. It hurt, but it wasn't unbearable. We did it in 2 sessions. The text right here was probably a 1 out of 5. Like I felt it, but it wasn't that bad. And my chest right here, this one was a doozy. We spent, I think, a total of 6 hours, split it up between sessions. And I wanted like a very traditional piece. The style right here is called American Traditional. I got it over at Smith Street, which is like a very legendary tattoo shop in Brooklyn. This was probably a 5 out of 5 on the paint. This was the tattoo that I kind of fell in love with American Traditional, so much so that I got the same style by Will Tran. I got this dagger across my neck. It was probably like a 3 out of 5 on the pain scale. My knee is also American Traditional, but it's like a kind of new style because it's an anime character. This is actually the moon from Soul Eater. Now, for some reason, my legs became weeb legs. A lot of friends that are anime tattoo artists, and they always offer to tattoo me if I can take the pain and do it in one session. My left leg right here is Rock Lee, one of my favorite anime characters of all time. That was done by Mars Inks in Orlando, Florida. I was visiting Mars and I only had like maybe a day to do the tattoo, so we knocked it out in 12 hours. Next time I visited, we did my favorite video games of all time, Joker from Persona. That one took 13 hours and both of my legs and knee hurt a lot. Both legs were at least a 5 out of 5. On my thighs, I have 2 pieces from my favorite anime of all time, One Piece. On my left thigh, I have Brook, and on my right thigh, I have Nico Robin, and both were done by Skeleto, an artist from Costa Rica that was visiting New York. These pieces took around 10 hours, and we did 10 hours straight. I would give it maybe a 5 out of 5 on the ouch scale. A question I get asked all the time is which tattoo hurt the most, and without a doubt, the most painful tattoo of all time was my back tattoo. My back tattoo was done by the incredible artist Ivan Slay, and Ivan has this style where he draws these flowers that are sad that look like they're graffiti on a page, and he puts them to skin, and I knew I wanted a giant piece like that on my back. When I arrived at his tattoo studio in Bogota, Colombia, we started doing the outline, and we put on numbing cream, something I had never done before, and I still felt every single inch of the needle. It was so painful. And so when he finished the outline, he was like, are you ready to go for more? After 4 hours, I was like, no, I need to leave. I left and came back a month later once the outline was healed, and he's like, all right, are you ready to start again? I'm like, yes, but can we please use more numbing cream? And he's like, dude, I forgot the numbing cream. I'm like, what? There was a girl getting tattooed at the same time I was, and her back as well. She was reading, she was eating, she was having a good time, she was giggling. Me, I'm biting my shirt in agonizing pain going, literally didn't have enough brain cells to process what music I wanted to listen to. The only song I could like muster up in my head was Madonna, Like a Prayer, but like the Deadpool epic version. So I just played over and over. And that's the end of the video. Thank you so much for staying here. Let me know which tattoo of mine is your favorite. And if you have a tattoo or a tattoo story or your first tattoo, I want to hear it in the comments. Maybe you'll give me an idea for my next one. I love you, tiny frogs, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.